Namaskaram. My name is Ramesh Natarajan, and here is GRD Iyers GuruCool YouTube channel. We are an inclusive team, and we especially encourage ladies to chant, and that too Vedas. Sorry, somebody muted me. We are learning Devi Kavacham from Durga Saptashati, and that too with meanings. Every year, we have been teaching Durga Saptashati. This year, the difference is we are going to explain in great detail each shloka. Chanting will also be there, obviously, but the additional feature is the detailed explanation of all the shlokas. Our book is available on Amazon India, the Kindle version of Durga Saptashati in 6 languages: Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, and English. They're available on Amazon in any country that you are in. Just search for Ramesh Natarajan by my name and Durga Saptashati, and you will find the Kindle version of your choice. Only the English version is available in book form. Okay. So let's start with the prayer. Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanan Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Thank you. I'll request Sita ji to join me in chanting.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Can you see my screen?
Yes, good. I have the book also.
Yeah, but you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यम्
यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं
त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः
त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः
यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः
यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः
दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य
दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य
त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः
त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः.
There is a holding between tasya and try. I forgotten to highlight it. There's a it to holding here, so make sure you mark it. Daivi kala bhave tasya trailokye parajitaha.
दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः.
So I'll recite the 2 lines and then recite 3 times, please. यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः.
यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येऽप्यपराजितः
Jivet Varisha. So all of you please make a note of the recitation, how to chant Varisha. It's not Varsha, Varisha. Varisha. Jivet Varisha Shatam Sag. So this is Sagram Apamrityu, but because of the Sandhi Sagram Apamrityu, the split is like that. Jivet Varisha Shatam Sagra.
जीवेत् वर्षशतं साग्र जीवेत् वर्षशतं साग्र
मपमृत्युविवर्जितः
मपमृत्युविवर्जितः मपमृत्युविवर्जितः
जीवेत् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः
जीवेद् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः जीवेद् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः
नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे
नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे
लूता विस्फोटकादयः
लूता विस्फोटकादयः लूता विस्फोटकादयः.
So all of you take note, the pronunciation is Visphota, not Visphota, Visphota. Nashyanti vyadhaya sarve luta visphotakadayah.
नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः.
जीवेत् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः. Please recite 3 times.
जीवेद् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः जीवेद् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः जीवेद् वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः.
Thank you very much, Sitaji. So once again, I'll start with a little brief summary of Devi Kavacham. Yes, this is a prayer to Devi to protect various parts of our body. Why? At a very low level, it is taken physically. Let me be protected from all harm, physical harm. But for the serious devotee, the protection of the body is because the body is the most valuable tool that you have been blessed with for moksha sadhana, for self-realization, for the realization that I am Devi, Aham Brahmasmi, for the realization that Sarvam Devi Mayam Jagate. This body, with all its faculties, if fine-tuned through mantra recitation, through spiritual practices, through the grace of a guru, can be used for far greater purposes, which is to get relief from the cycle of birth and death, which is a goal of every Sanatana Dharmi. Dharmartha Kama Moksha Siddhyartham. So for the realization of moksha. That is why we are seeking for the protection of this valuable body that has been given to us, that is to be utilized purposefully for proper sadhana. With that as a background, if you see, we will begin to understand why each and every part of the body has been mentioned and why a divine element in the form of Devi is protecting those parts. Yaf pathet prayato nityam trisandhyam shraddhayan vitaha. Now we come to the phalasruti part. That is, chanting Devi Kavacham, how will it help me? All human beings are transactional. And you will find all slokas at the end having a portion called phalashruti. Phalashruti, phalam means the benefits. Shruti means hearing the benefits. So the phalashruti portion of Devi Kavacham has started here. What happens when you chant Devi Kavacham? And this is a means of encouraging the devotee to chant. It is like we encourage a child by offering it some kind of a sweet for it to take up a good habit. Or, for example, you say, oh, you know what, practice your music lessons. And if you practice your music lessons, I'll give you a chocolate. Do your homework. As soon as you come home, if you do that, I'll give you a chocolate, something like that, right? So it is to instill good habits. So these Falashrutis are also to encourage us to take up the recitation of Devi Kavacham. And in the interest of these benefits, we'll be led into a far greater spiritual arena to discover the true purpose of this sadhana. Yaf pathet preto nityam trisandhyam shraddhayan vitaha daivi kala bhavet tasya trailokyepya parajitaha. He or she who recites this Devi Kavacham daily, yaf pathet prayato nityam daily, thrice a day, trisandhyam, thrice a day, morning, noon, and evening. Normally, the 3 times of the day are given like that: morning, noon, and evening. Those who recite this with devotion, shraddhayan vitaha, not just like that, with shraddha, sincerity. Sincerity also has the element of belief in it. Belief in it. With purity and faith, becomes endowed, becomes blessed with the very energy of the Divine Mother herself. And he or she will be worshipped throughout the 3 worlds and be forever unconquered. Be worshipped in the 3 worlds and be forever unconquered. I've highlighted the phrases thrice a day. What does that mean? What does forever unconquered means? Are you being attacked by your neighbor? Are you being attacked by anybody? So what is there to be fearful about, and what is there to be unconquered about? So we'll see that. Jivet varsha satam sagram apamrityu vivarjitaha nashyanti vyadhayas sarve luta visphotakadayaha. So in the first sloka, yapade prato nityam, 3 times a day. What are the benefits? You become endowed with the very energy of Divine Mother, Jagannatha herself. You will be worshipped in the 3 worlds and you will never be defeated. And then in the second sloka, for sloka 43, he or she will live a full life of 100 years. Everybody is afraid of death. Everyone is afraid of death. We'll come to that topic a little bit later when we talk about yakshas. He or she, that is the devotee who recites Devi Kavacham thrice a day with devotion, will live 100 years. Without untimely death. Apamrityu. Jivet varsha shatam. Shatam means 100. Varsha means years. Living 100 years. Apamrityu. Mrityu is death. Apamrityu is untimely death. Untimely death means before one's time is due, passing away before one's time. This happens because of accidents. This happens for various reasons. Not meant to happen and just happen suddenly. Plane crash, train crash, car crash, right? Untimely death. Nobody wants an untimely death. And again, from a spiritual perspective, death should not matter to the devotee, but the devotee does not want death before the time that is due because you have so much time to spend on your sadhana. You have that much more time, just like for exams, right? You wish you had one more day and you could have, studied better to do well in that exam. You want a little bit more time to do better and better. As you get serious about something, you want a little bit more time. The time that you had taken casually earlier now seems every minute is like gold. Is it not? All of us have experienced this in school exams, right? We just waste our time, and suddenly when 4 days are left, 3 days are left, we recognize the value of every second and we wish if only something happens. And the exam is postponed or I get magically one more day, right? How many times in school I've heard, can you believe wishing for the president or prime minister to pass away so there will be a holiday? It has happened in my school. I can tell you that. I've heard friends say that. Anyway, I'm just saying that out of, that we are youth, at that time, the way we were thinking foolishly. So the benefits of chanting Devi Kavacham 3 times a day, the devotee will live 100 years and will not have untimely death and will remain free from disease and afflictions and all ailments. Nashyanti Vyadhi means disease. Sarve, all types of disease. Luta visphotakadaya, like boils, eruptions, fevers. You will not have any such problems. Now, there is an inner meaning to this. And I mentioned that below. Sandhya recitation symbolizes harmony across the 3 states. Jagrat, the waking state. Swapnam, the dreaming state. And Sushupti, deep sleep. I have explained this in great detail in the SriVidya classes. But here, just to share a little bit about it. There are actually 4 states, though 3 states are talked about generally. Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. Then there is a 4th state called Turiya. Turiya is even deeper sleep. Jagrat means awake state. You can equate that to Srishti, creation. Creation means awakening, correct? For example, if there is a seed, the seed is brown and dry, appears dead, appears as nothing, but then you bury it in soil and pour some water on it and let the sunlight fall on it. What happens? The sapling comes out of that seemingly dead seed. So there is life. That's creation. That's creation, coming to life, waking state. Swapna, dreaming state, is called sthiti, maintenance. And nobody has any problem in understanding Jagrat and Sushupti, deep sleep. Deep sleep physically means you can, at a physical level, you can say it is death because there is no waking up from death. So that is called a deep sleep. It's not a temporary sleep. It's a deep sleep. But in philosophical terms, it symbolizes samharam or destruction. Destruction of what? Avidya or ignorance. Spiritual ignorance. Spiritual ignorance is of two types. Not knowing about the divine. That is one ignorance. Secondly, not accepting the divine, like atheists. So there are two types of avidyas. The destruction of that avidya, which starts making you believe in the divine, that is called samharam or destruction, not the physical death, but the removal of avidya and the awakening of vidya. Okay. In between, we have swapna state, which is maintenance. Now, why maintenance? Swapna state means dreams. Why this maintenance, sustenance aspect is called dreaming? I'm not dreaming. I'm 25 years old. I'm strong. I'm vibrant. I'm progressing in my career. I'm married. I have children. I'm growing in my career. People are recognizing me. What do you mean I'm dreaming? Really? You were a child. I'll give you a simple example. You were a child. Today you are 25 years old. Where did the childhood go? Was it not a dream? Today, this 25 years of youth that you're talking about is a dream, because very soon that will become 60, 70. When you look back, that 25 will be a dream. I'm giving a simple example. Today, your share market, $100 million. I'm the richest, not in the world. Elon Musk is there, but I'm probably richest in my local community. Tomorrow, dear Trump announces something, and suddenly your 100 million, it becomes toilet paper, right? Was it a dream or not? Was it real? Today there is somebody so loving, and tomorrow the same loving person becomes hateful. Was it a dream or real? There is a very good Upanishad, very short Upanishad, that gives this question, that asks this question. It does not answer the question. And by the way, the movie Matrix is based on that Upanishad. The Upanishad asks a question that with my open eyes, that I see everything around me, is that real? Or when I close my eyes and go to sleep, I'm seeing another world. Is that not correct? When you dream, you believe what is happening, right? When you dream in deep sleep, you have a dream. And everything is real, right? And then suddenly you wake up. So the Upanishad asks, that dream, what you saw in the dream and believed it to be true, was that the real thing? Or now that your eyes are open and you're seeing, is that a dream or real? Which one is real? You tell me, is it not a scary question? And this theory was taken in Matrix movie. I don't know how many people watched the Matrix movie, but in the Matrix movie, what happens is the entire world is controlled by a government-like organization that has put everybody in caskets, right? And everybody is in a casket. You know what's a casket, right? Where dead bodies are stored. And they are controlled by the government. and they're in a dream state. The man is waking up in the morning, he has a wonderful family, he's going to office, he's coming back, he's having food. The lady is having a wonderful time, the children are playing in the park, but they're all in cascades, in a dream state. And the government is controlling them. There are 7 or 8 individuals who are outside this loop. They are not in the cascade. They know exactly what the government is doing. So they are not in the dream state. They are actually, they know what is happening, and the government sends out agents to catch them and kill them. That is the Matrix movie. But where I'm drawing the parallel is the millions of people in cascades thinking in their dream world, whatever they are doing is real, is not real. And the 7 or 8 people who are outside and living a miserable life and being hunted down by the government agents are the ones who really know what is happening. So here, in this life, whatever we are doing is called dream state or sustenance. It's a very interesting concept. Look at the depth to which Sanatana Dharma concepts have analyzed these issues. This is tremendous. These are all like tremendous concepts. What kind of brains, what kind of intellect our forefathers might have had, our Vedic rishis would have had to come up with these kind of thoughts and philosophies. So, the 3 states that we are talking about here is conquering the 3 states by reading Devi Kavacham, by making your body into a very powerful weapon, a positive weapon employed towards spiritual growth. You will win over the 3 states of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. You will transcend them. Who has transcended the 3 states? The divine, correct? Does the 3 states apply to Devi? Does Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti apply to Devi? She applies to everybody, right? Does it apply to her? So when it does not apply to you, who are you? If it does not apply to you, who are you? For example, your stock market worth 100 million is today 0 and you're still smiling and reading Devi Kavacham 3 times a day. Who are you? Devi. You have realized that state. You have transcended that Swapna state. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to kind of dumb it down to get across the point to everybody. Okay, to make you think a little bit also. Devi Kala Bhave Tasya, the devotee becomes a vessel of the goddess's power, that is Shakti Sampat. Trailokepyaha, he becomes honored across all the realms, physical, astral, and celestial. Trilokyam, 3 worlds. Immediately we think Patalam, Bhumi Lokam, and Swargolokam or heavens, right? But it is talking the 3 lokas as different. Physical, astral, that is your subtle body, and celestial body. This, we have talked about the 3 bodies. What are those 3? We have the causal body,
Subtle body,
subtle body, and the physical body, right? We have talked about that in great detail in SriVidya. So it is basically having control or achieving the maximum potential of those 3 aspects. Aparajitaha, remaining unconquered, I say. So I had asked earlier, is it your neighbor who's attacking you? No one is attacking you. So what is there to conquer? What is there to be unconquered about? It is yourself, from your inner enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Shadvairyam. These are terms you should become very familiar with. Shadvairyam, 6 enemies. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Kama, lust. Lust does not necessarily mean physical lust. Lust can be for power, as you know, somebody across the border. Lust can be for money, also somebody across the border. Lust can be for position. You have an excellent example across the border. I don't have to run far to know what is lust. Krodha, anger. Anger. Even sages, rishis, munis, sannyasis have found it difficult to control their anger. Durvasa, all of us know Durvasa. So, kama, krodha, lobha, which is greed, moha, attachment. All of us suffer from mostly from two things: ego and attachment. Attachment to what? Many levels. Attachment to the body, fearing our aging, fearing our wrinkles, fearing our broken nails, right? Pimples. I'm talking at a very low level, right? Then attachment to position, power, money, property. And then there is one kind of attachment that is so much glorified in our movies. Son's love towards mother, son's love towards father, son's love towards children, the man or woman's devotion to grandchildren. What is poison? The definition of poison means something lesser than or more than what is prescribed. Note this point. Poison is not that poison that you see in the old Hindi movies, right? Poison, P-O-I-S-O-N, it will be written on the bottle. The heroine will want to commit suicide and conveniently she will get a bottle poison written on it. Can you believe it? Have you watched those old black and white movies? Poison, it will be written. Who sells poison like that? Anyways, so it is not that poison I'm referring to. If you eat less than required, poison. If you eat more than required, poison. If you exercise less than required, poison. If you exercise more than required, poison. You might see how. All of you remember Rajkumar's son, the great one of the cinema stars, I don't know his name, sorry, in Karnataka. He passed away while working out in the gym. So, less. Also, Salman Khan's bodyguard. He also passed away while working out in the gym. Doing less is a poison, doing more is a poison. For anything. So, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, moham. This attachment, duty is important, but going over and above that is poison. Many people don't know this. And you know the nature of that poison? I'll tell you. I did so much for my son. Today he does not even call me. He does not even write to me. Why should you complain if you did your duty? Because there was an expectation. I'm not saying it is wrong, but I'm trying. What is attachment, right? What are the symptoms of attachment? I don't have to expand on this, okay? All of you know, all of you have seen it in your lives. And when I'm talking about it, all of you are suddenly bitten by something. It is like a sting somewhere in you. ये मेरे को ही बोल रहा है, मैं आपको नहीं, मैं किसी को पर्टिकुलर को, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट एनीबॉडी इन पर्टिकुलर. ऑल ऑफ अस हैव दिस अटैचमेंट प्रॉब्लम. काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद. Mada means intoxication, not physical, not only the intoxication from drinks, but intoxication again from power. All of you, if you have seen the movie Sharabi, one of the best songs ever written in the history of Bollywood is the song Log Kehte Hain Main Sharabi Hoon. Go and look at the lyrics. Somebody is drunk with the power. Somebody is drunk with beauty. Somebody is drunk with lust. So, he gives a long list. So that is intoxication. Matsarya, envy, jealousy. It has destroyed people from inside. I have a house with 300 acres, but that fellow has 1,000 acres. Look at this mentality. Jealousy. So these are the 6 enemies. If you win over them, the result of chanting Devi Kavacham thrice a day is the victory over 6 enemies. What does this do? If the 6 enemies are gone, who are you? Devi. What stops us from realizing our divine potential is our obsession with Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Very simple. So if you remove these 6 that are distracting you from the spiritual path, you will be on the spiritual path more, right? And very quickly, you will make further advancement towards self-realization. Long and short of it is that. Long life and health are not mere physical boons. They signify alignment with the divine rhythm of cosmic order. This is also a little of a challenging concept, but I've explained it in previous classes, so I'll repeat it again. The divine consciousness pervades the universe. There is a divine intelligence, call it that. What is the divine intelligence? There is, in the depths of the ocean, there is a plant that is growing. The sun rays are just enough to reach it. The nutrients are enough for it to grow. Who is looking after it? Who is looking after it? Small insects, the animals. Today, we protect ourselves with the beautiful house, with and we are very conscious about our diet, this, that. What about animals in the forest?
Nature, Guruji.
Sorry?
Nature protects them.
What I meant to say is they are able to take care of themselves. Are they worried about getting a house? Yeah, they do make their own house. They kind of make holes in the ground, or the birds gather the sticks and they make their nest. They have their own houses and all. My point is, are they worried about the food next day? Somehow their hunger is satisfied. Somehow they're being protected. Somebody is taking care of them. The sun rises at a certain time, the sun sets at a certain time. The 6 seasons happen regularly. Who is controlling them? The movements of the planets, the movements of so many suns in the orbit. Who is managing all the seas, the tides? How? So the logic is, if this creation is there, there must be a creator. Suppose you see a painting on the wall. Do you think the painting happened by magic? You may not see the painter there, right? Who painted that painting, but you know somebody has painted it, correct? Suppose you see a book. Did the book appear magically? You don't see the author there, but don't you accept book was written by somebody? Suppose you see a child. Is it a magical child? Did it happen by itself? Don't you know that it has two parents? Have you seen those parents? But you know, nah? When you can accept these simple things, why is it difficult to accept that there is a divine consciousness, divine intelligence that is controlling the whole thing, which means you are also part of the system? That divine order, divine intelligence, supreme consciousness has a certain rhythm, right? Has a natural rhythm. It is not disturbed by anything. World War III may happen. Nuclear bombs may go off. That does not change. Nuclear bombs may happen, but did it do anything to the oceans for their bore tide, ebb tide, water? Everything happened. See, that did the seasons change just because nuclear war happened? Nothing disturbs. Similarly, we are Pindandam and that is Brahmandam, right? That is the cosmos, that is the universe, and we are an atom of that. Whatever is present in that supreme consciousness is also present in us. We have lost touch with it. We have lost touch with it because we are not following the dictates of nature. Nature says, generally, get up in the morning. You see all the birds getting up in the morning at 5 a.m. Suddenly you hear a lot of noise, right? And they're all out searching for food. Suddenly 6 o'clock, they come back and there's a lot of noise and they go to nest. That's the nature time. What do we do? What time do we get up? What time do we go to sleep? We have lost, I'm giving that only as an example. So we have lost our touch with that divine natural rhythm. And hence we are in a disturbed state. And we lost that rhythm because of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Think very logically. If you're unhappy today, though having everything, and go to the trace the root. Is it coming from kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya? And see how to fix it. Okay. So what it is saying here is, if you chant Devi Kavacham sincerely, one of the benefits is you will be able to reconnect to that supreme consciousness vibrations, and your natural order will be restored, which means you will become peaceful, undisturbed. Think of it like a radio station. This example also I have given many a time. You have a radio, you start tuning it, and what is the sound that comes when you don't tune properly? All the sounds will come. That's how your life is now. Your life today is you keep tuning, chanting Devi Kavacham 3 times a day. Tuck, suddenly you will hit the right AM or FM, music happens. That sound has become now music. That horrible sound is now music. Fine tuning. And that adjustment that you do on the radio, that adjustment you have to do to your life through removing kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya that was causing the you remove that, music happens. Simple. Devi Kavacham gives you that. Does it make sense or not? All of you are thinking, this rascal, he's telling all the secrets of my life. It's everybody's life, mine too. Okay. Okay, so let's go down. Okay. Let me go to the next sloka. For the next sloka, whom to call? I'll call Sangeeta Patel ji for the next sloka.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Sthavaram jangamam vapi.
Thavaranjangamam vapi. Thavaranjangamam vapi.
Very good. You are using the Anuswaram. Sthavaram. I did not use Anuswaram. You use Anuswaram. Sthavaran jangamau vapi. Correct. Again kritrimam or kritiman if you are using the Anuswaram. Kritrimam chapi yat visham.
Kutriman chapi yad visham. Kutriman chapi yad visham.
Sthavaran jangamam vapi kritrimam chapi yat visham.
Thavaranjangamam vapi kutriman chapi yad visham. Thavaranjangamam vapi kutriman chapi yad visham.
Abhicharani sarvani.
Abhicharani sarvani. Abhicharani sarvani.
Mantrayantrani bhutale.
Mantrayantrani bhutale. Mantrayantrani bhutale.
Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale.
Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale.
Sthavaranjangamam vapi kritrimanchapi yadvisham. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale. 3 times.
Thavaranjangamam vapi kutriman chapi yadvisham. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale. Thavaranjangamam vapi kutriman chapi yadvisham. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale. Thavaranjangamam vapi kutriman chapi yadvisham. Abhicharani sarvani mantrayantrani bhutale.
Thank you, Sangeeta ji.
Thank you.
All forms of poison, whether from stationary elements like plants, example, or moving beings like snakes or scorpions, whether natural or artificial, as well as all forms of sorcery, that is black magic, mantras and yantras employed with evil intent upon the earth, none can harm the devotee protected by the Devi Kavacham. I already explained to you the definition of poison. So, literal meaning, sthavaram, jangamam, vapi. So, poisons from plants or creatures. So, the inner meaning is harmful external influences or toxic people. You are always surrounded by society, right? Society has people good or bad, right? If there are positive people around you, they give you positive vibes, correct? Suppose you're feeling down and say, you know what, I don't think I can do it. A good positive person says, come on, get up, you can do it. Of course you can do it. Look, you won last year. Look, you did this, you did that. Don't you remember? Come on. You feel, yeah, let me get up again and fight. And then somebody will come along. You think you're going to win? Have you not seen how many excellent people are there out there? You think you're better than them? All fear and doubt will be transmitted to you faithfully to destroy your confidence. So the inner meaning here is Devi Kavacham will protect you from the harmful influence of these people. In what way? Do you think these harmful people will stop talking to you, but their talk will not have effect on you? Just like if a virus is going around and the virus, it attacks everybody, but it's only a person with a weak constitution will be affected. A person with a strong constitution will not be affected by the virus. Similarly, harmful people will go around talking. A weak person, weak in mind, weak in intellect, will fall prey, and their poison will enter that system of that person. But Devi Kavacham will give you not only that physical constitution, but also the mental toughness that you will not be affected by such negative people. You will smile and walk away. You will not shout. You will not shout at them saying, "You are destroying my confidence. Why did you come into my life?" You will just smile and walk away. Man-made or artificial poisons, kritrimam. Now, the inner meaning is deceptive speech, false intentions, psychological harm. All of you know the concept of gaslighting, right? I don't have to explain to you what is gaslighting. Putting doubts in your mind, making you feel inadequate. Sometimes if you have such friends, you don't need enemies. You have to be very careful. Deceptive speech, praising you to the point that you start doing things far beyond your control. At the same time, destroying you with false speech also. Bringing, "Oh, so and so said this about you." They may not have said, but the person is playing on your psychology. False intention. When they tell you something, it is not with the intention that you think it is. It is with a totally different intention. Psychological harm. Destroying your confidence or giving false confidence. Devi Kavacham will protect you from all of that, will make you see through that. Abhichara, mantra, yantra, black magic. So normally people will say somebody has put black magic on me. I'm sure somebody is doing something on me. Somebody has put their evil eyes on me. The inner meaning here is mental afflictions, jealousy, ill will. Our own creation, our own ways of finding explanations for our actions, being defensive, blaming it on something. Then abhicharani sarvani mantra yantrani bhutale. So recitation of Devi Kavacham will give you the spiritual immunity through the Divine Mother's grace. The Divine Mother's grace is what? Divine Mother's grace is for you to understand yourself, that you are an Atma that is pure, that Atma has taken the form of a body, and that body has its faculties, and those faculties are generally drawn towards negative things, those that are gravitational, that pull you down. And it is through mantra japam, Guru's grace, that suddenly you start finding those things unattractive that were attractive to you before. That realization, jnanam, that which fascinated you, that which seemed very important to you is suddenly not important, and new things have taken on importance. Dear friends, remember one thing, nothing has value unless you put value on it. Nothing has value. Please mark these words. Nothing has value till you put value on it. I am loyal to my country. You put value on the loyalty. For a traitor, there is no value in that. I will take care of my family. You put value on your family. And there are others who have not put value. I worship this stone. And other people laugh at you. You put value on the stone. You saw divinity in that stone. Others did not. You put value, not others. If that stone falls from your hands, you feel, oh my God. Others will not feel anything. There is a story I want to share, a real life instance in the life of Swami Vivekananda. There was a Swami Vivekananda, used to be invited many places, known philosopher. Once he was invited by a local Raja, a local Raja, Nawab or whatever you want to call. And there, that fellow was influenced by Western thoughts, Western culture. Obviously, British were ruling. And they thought that Western approach was superior and things like that. So he started making fun of gods and goddesses, murtis, Vedas, and said, these are all nonsense, worthless, worth spitting upon. Vivekananda smiled, took him by the hand and took him to a portrait. The portrait was that of his father, late father. He says, this is only a picture, spit on it, please. How can I spit on it? This is my father. No, it's not your father. It's your father's portrait. Spit on it. Oh, no, I can't do that. I said, why? The answer is simple. He put value on something. He could not see the value in other things. So this actually teaches us tolerance and understanding. For a small child, its toy is its life. You take the toy away from the child, it will start crying. We are all adult people with our own adult toys. I'm not saying it in the, other sense. Our toys are positions, power, properties. If those are taken away from us, we start crying. We are all adult children, Baba. That small child, if its toy house is taken away, it will start crying. We adults, if our house goes, we start crying. What is the difference? Value you put on it. You don't put value on the child's toy house, but you put value on your house because the child's toy's house is worth only $10. Your house is worth $1 million. That's how we look at it, right? The long and short of this, Devi Kavacham will ensure we recognize true value where it is and know where to place the value. The first value that you must place is taking stock of what you think is the remaining time in your life. The time spent so far in your life, what did you do? And in the time remaining, what are you going to do? If you're so careful in spending and budgeting for your salary, oh, I'm going to get my salary. I'm going to spend $100 on the rent, $100 on the food, $20 on insurance, right? The way you are planning the spending of your money to get the maximum value for it. Are you planning your time that way? If you are, very good. If not, wake up and utilize that time properly. So these putting you on the proper path, making sure your mind is strong, making sure that you are not affected by negative forces is all assured by recitation of Devi Kavacham. It has that power. If done sincerely, you should not take it as, oh, 3 times a day. Let me look at my time. Let me read Devi Kavacham. 3 times, let me do it. That will not give you any benefit, zero benefit. It's better you read once and properly. That will be more beneficial. Okay. So don't go by this 3 number and all that. One time, if you read properly, also it is good. Properly. Okay. So let's go down. I'll ask Bhargavi ji to help me with this chant. Bhochara Khecharaschaiva
Bhucharha Kechara Chaiva. Bhucharha Kecharaschaiva.
Ra Dirgham with holding is there because of Visargam. So Bhochara Khecharaschaiva.
Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva. Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva.
Jalajaschopadeshikaha.
Jalajashchopadeshikaha. Jalajashchopadeshikaha.
Bhochara Khecharaschaiva Jalajaschopadeshikaha.
Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva Jalajashchopadeshikaha. Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva Jalajashchopadeshikaha.
Sahaja Kulajamalas.
Sahajas Kulajamala. Sahajas Kulajamala.
Shakini Dakini Tatha.
Shakini Dakini Tatha. Shakini Dakini Tatha.
Sahaja Kulajamalas Shakini Dakini Tatha.
Sahaja Kulajamala. Shakini Dakini Tatha. Sahaja Kulajamala. Shakini Dakini Tatha.
Bhochara Khecharaschaiva Jalajaschopadeshikaha. Sahaja Kulajamala Shakini Dakini Tatha. 3 times.
Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva Jalajashchopadeshikaha. Sahajah Kulajamala Shakini Dakini Tatha. Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva Jalajashchopadeshikaha. Sahajah Kulajamala Shakini Dakini Tatha. Bhucharah Kecharaschaiva Jalajashchopadeshikaha. Sahajah Kulajamala Shakini Dakini Tatha.
Thank you, Bhargavi ji. Let me call upon Uma ji, Uma Balakrishnan ji.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Antariksha Ghora.
Antarikshachara ghora. Antarikshachara ghora.
Dakinyascha Mahabalaha.
डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः
अन्तरिक्षचराघोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः
अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः
ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च
ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च
यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः. I forgot to mark the dirgham with holding for raksha. ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः
ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्व राक्षसाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्व राक्षसाः
अन्तरिक्षचराघोरा अन्तरिक्षचराघोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः. 3 times.
अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः
कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
both the dirgham with holding कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः
नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य
नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य
कवचे हृदि संस्थिते
कवचे हृदि संस्थिते कवचे हृदि संस्थिते
नश्यन्ति दर्शनात्. Okay, darshanat. I made a mistake, so it should be nashyanti darshanat. Okay, nashyanti darshanat tasya kavache hridi samsthite.
नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते
ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डाभैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते ब्रह्मराक्षसवेतालाः कूष्माण्डा भैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते.
Thank you very much, Umaji.
Thank you, Guruji.
भूचराः खेचराश्चैव जलजाश्चोपदेशिकाः सहजाः कुलजा मालाः शाकिनी डाकिनी तथा अंतरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रह भूत पिशाचाक्ष यक्ष गंधर्व राक्षसाः ब्रह्म राक्षस वेतालाः कूष्माण्डा भैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते. भूचराः earthly, खेचरास aerial, jalajascho aquatic beings, whether on the earth, whether in the air, whether in the water, any spirits that inhabit the earth or the air or the water, and examples are given: Shakini, Dakinis and others, beings of the mid-air, fierce demons. Antariksha means sky. Antariksha chara ghora dakinyascha mahabalaha graha bhuta pisachaksha yaksha gandharva rakshasaha. So beings of the mid-air, fierce demons, mighty yakshas, ghosts, spirits, gandharvas and rakshasas. ब्रह्म राक्षस वेताला कूष्मांडा भैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनातस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते. ब्रह्म राक्षसास, vetalas, kooshmandas, bhairavas and their kind, none of these can even approach or behold the devotee whose heart is guarded by the Devi Kavacham. That's the literal meaning. So even at the literal level, let's also try to understand various terms. Shakini, Dakini, Graha, Bhuta, Pishacha, Yaksha, Gandharva, Rakshasa, Brahma Rakshasa, Vetala, Kooshmanda, Bhairava. Who are these? Just for some interest to know this technically, what are they described as? Shakini and Dakini are terms found in the Tantric, Yogic and Puranic traditions. So they don't have the same meaning, okay? The meanings will differ whether used in a Tantra perspective, Yoga perspective or Puranic perspective. And they carry several layers of meanings. They are not just ghosts or spirits. They are also names of inner yogic shaktis, Tantric guardians and sometimes elemental beings in folklore. In certain regions, especially in folklore, Shakini and Dakini are described as night roving. Roving means moving about. Subtle beings and sometimes linked to sorcery, black magic, possession, or elemental forces. We have seen this in movies, right? Or you might have even seen this in the villages or towns or cities. Somebody is possessed and we say an evil spirit has possessed them. So in this Devi Kavacham, what is the meaning attributed to Shakini and Dakini? Because they have many meanings. Here, Shakini, Dakini, they imply protection from subtle beings or energies. This is a folk level interpretation and not the philosophical one. So in Devi Kavacham, when we say Shakini and Dakini, we are not referring to the yogic Devis, okay? We are referring to spirits. Graha, Bhuta, Graha means negative. Here just the word Graha is used to mean negative planetary influences. You know, some of the very common negative influences we have heard, Sade Sati, right? In Tamil we say Edanattasani, or some people say Guru Chandala Yogam. There are so many. I'm not an expert astrologer or anything like that. I know nothing about it. But people say my Mars is afflicted Kuja dosha is there, this is there, that is there. So negative planetary influences. Bhuta, graha, bhuta. Bhuta is a type of subtle being or ghost. Bhutam means a ghost, referring to spirits of those who died unnaturally, apamrityu. So when somebody dies before their time, the time has not yet come. So the body is gone, but the spirit is still, Atma is still there, right? The Atma's time has not yet come. So that Atma is what is being referred to here. And it says, because the Atma's body perished before time, the Atma keeps looking for another body to occupy. Are you understanding? Because there was untimely death and Atma's time has not come to merge with the divine. The Atma keeps roaming and trying to look for a weak body to occupy. Unsettled elemental lower astral beings, entities wandering in nights, forests, cremation grounds, etc. Graha Bhuta Pishachaksha. Pishacha is a tamasic subtle entity linked with hunger, darkness, disease, and disturbed psychic states, often formed from violent death, suppressed desires, or karmic imbalance. So these are different terms. Pishacha, Shakini, Dakini, Bhutam. So I just gave this here to know what are the, sometimes they're used in a similar way, but there are some subtle differences. So this is just out of interest I'm sharing. And Pishacha normally is described as night wandering, energy feeding, distorted, or pain bound, not necessarily evil, but deeply unconscious and agitated. Yaksha. What are yakshas? Yakshas are powerful supernatural beings connected to nature, fertility, and hidden treasures, often acting as guardians of forests, water sources, mountains, and wealth. Now, I'm sharing a tidbit of information. Kubera, the lord of wealth that all of you worship, is a yaksha. Oh, my house should be facing north because that is the direction of Kubera, who will bring me lot of wealth from Vastu Shastra perspective. He is a yaksha. And in Mahabharata, there is a very famous chapter on Yaksha Prashna. All of you must read it. I have talked about it in the prior classes, but it's very interesting, so I don't mind mentioning it again. When the Pandavas are in the forest, they get tired, and Yudhishthira says to the brothers, please fetch some water for all of us. So they go in the reverse order, that is from the youngest to the eldest. Nakula goes and he finds a pond and he's going to drink from it and then collect water for bringing, and the voice is heard. Stop drinking, first answer my questions, otherwise you will die. Nakula says, bah, and he drinks the water, dies. Nakula is not coming, others are getting thirsty, so Yudhishthira sends Sahadeva. Sahadeva goes, he sees Nakula is dead. Oh, who killed Nakula? But before me killing Nakula's killer, let me drink some water. Again the voice comes, don't drink this water, first answer my questions. Sahadeva does not listen, drinks the water, falls down dead. Who is the next one? Arjuna. Mighty Arjuna goes, two brothers are dead. He says, I'll take my revenge after drinking this water. I'm so thirsty. Again, the voice of Yaksha comes. That Yaksha is revealed later. The voice comes and says, don't drink the water. Answer my questions first. Arjuna does not listen. He drinks the water, dies. Then Bhima goes. And Bhima suffers the same fate. Finally, Yudhishthira goes. Now, Yudhishthira is not stupid. Here are my 4 brothers lying dead. Who could have killed them? Could not be an ordinary person. Could not be an ordinary person. So when the voice comes and says, answer my questions, Yudhishthira understands there is more to this. And he says, who are you? He says, I'm a Yaksha. You answer my questions. I own this water. See, what does it say here? Yaksha, guardian of water sources, right? Forest, water sources, mountains. So the Yaksha says, I own this pool. You can't drink the water. First, you answer my question. Yudhishthira says, okay, ask. And there's a series of questions. It's a pleasure to read it. It's an eye-opener. Philosophy. But what is most interesting is the first question asked by the Yaksha. Tell me, Yudhishthira, what is the most amazing thing in this world? Yudhishthira says, nobody believes they will die. That is the most amazing thing in this world. Nobody believes they will. Now tell me, what a brilliant answer. There is a big truth behind this. Big truth behind this. Because every person plans their life in a way as if they're going to live forever, accumulating wealth, accumulating property. They can't even enjoy this. Even if 1% of whatever they have accumulated, if they're able to spend and enjoy, I'll be happy for them. And you know what they do? They leave it for the children. The children don't even know the value of what has been given and they spoil their lives. Actually, accumulating wealth and property destroys your future generations if they are not properly taught how to use it. So that Yaksha Prashna, why I am saying is, with this Yaksha, when the term comes, I just wanted to share a little bit information on the side. Gandharvas or celestial beings associated with music, sound, intuition, divine knowledge, traditionally serving as musicians of the gods. Rakshasa. Normally the term Rakshasa and Asura are used as interchangeable. They are not interchangeable. Rakshasas are a different jati. Rakshasas and Asuras are totally different. A Rakshasa is a powerful tamasic being, sometimes noble. Example, Vibhishana. Vibhishana was a Rakshasa. Sometimes destructive, Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Ravana was also called a Brahman, right? Because he was a Chaturvedi. Brahmana was born to a Rishi, but his mother was a Rakshasi. But, like I said, caste is by Guna, right? So, Ravana is called a Pandita and a Brahmana because of his knowledge of Vedas. But Vibhishana, Kumbhakarna are all called Rakshasas. They symbolize raw, unrefined force and ego. Look at Ravana's nature, right? Ego. But they are not ghosts, they are not demons. And they are central to dharma narratives. You will find reference to many Rakshasas in the Puranas, right? But you see reference to by name, right? By character, by name and everything. Rakshasas are not Asuras. Sura means Devas. Asura, opposite of Devas, means they are the half brothers of the Devas. Father is same, mother is different. Devas or Suras are the children of Sage Kashyapa. Kashyapa was the father. Wife was Aditi. So, Devas were born to Kashyapa and Aditi. Asuras were born to Kashyapa and his 2 other wives, Diti and Danu, respectively. So, when we see the word Daitya or Danava, so you will hear the word Rakshasa, Daityas, Danavas. You would have come across these 3 words. What is the source of these 3 words? Asuras came from Diti with Kashyapa as the father. And the word Daitya and Asura are same. Danava words came, again those are Rakshasas only, but because they came from Danava, from Danu, they are called Danavas. So remember, Rakshasa and Asuras are not same. Generally, Asuras, there are also a lot of noble Asuras. Can you name one or two? Prahalad. Prahalad was an Asura. Bali was an Asura. Right? Many of those Asuras were very powerful. They have ruled heavens. Mahishasura ruled the three worlds. Hiranyakashipu ruled the three worlds. Right? They're all very powerful. Not Rakshasas. Now, interestingly, Brahma Rakshasa, who is the Brahma Rakshas? Is described as a Rakshasa formed from the fall of a Brahmana who misused knowledge or died with unresolved karmas. So, a Brahmana who did not use his knowledge properly or did not perform karmas, reborn as Brahma Rakshas. It is not the same as a normal ghost. Okay? Now,
Guruji, example of Brahma Rakshasa, who is that, Guruji?
there's a movie called Agni Varsha. I mentioned here. There's a movie called Agni Varsha. Prabhu Deva has acted as a Brahma Rakshas in that movie. It's a movie set in the Vedic times. You will find Jackie Shroff, Amitabh, Nagarjuna, Ravina Tandon. Very nice movie set in the Vedic times. All have Vedic names. Performing yajnas and all. Very good movie, okay? In that, Prabhu Deva comes as a Brahma Rakshas. Okay? There are no other by name that I can recite to you the name of a Brahma Rakshas, but that movie I was reminded because the way Prabhu Deva had performed his role of Brahma Rakshas was very innovative. So watch it. A Vetala is a powerful astral entity that animates dead bodies, dwells in cremation grounds, and possesses deep occult knowledge. All of you heard of Vikram Vedal, right? Vikram Vedal. Remember the TV serial, right? And from Chanda Mama, we have heard the Vikram Vedal stories. Now, Kushmanda. All of us will be wondering, oh, one of the Navadurgas is Kushmanda, right? प्रथमं शैलपुत्री च द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चंद्रघंटेति कूष्मांडेति चतुर्थकम. The fourth Durga is called Kushmanda. Oh, what is this Kushmanda? This is not the Kushmanda, that is the fourth Durga, okay? But refers to, there are other meanings too. This refers to an astral being associated with night, deserted places. For remember, in our in our families, we used to say, don't go out in the night, don't go to deserted places, right? Remember? This was because of this fear of Bhuta, Pishacha, all this. Kushmandas are grouped among Bhuta, Pishacha classes, but they are not necessarily malicious, okay? Then Bhairava Dayaha, right? There is a, what is the shloka here? Brahma Rakshasa Vetala Kushmanda Bhairava Dayaha. Bhairav. How can Bhairava be bad? Bhairava is another form of Shiva, but this is not the Shiva form we are talking about. Because again, in Sanskrit, one word has different meanings. Here, Bhairava refers to an entity that is very subtle but very fierce in nature. The divine Bhairava protects us from these types of negative Bhairavas, okay? So don't confuse the term Bhairava, another form of Shiva, to be these Bhairavas. So, protection from all of these is not merely protection from ghosts. What are these ghosts? They are all mental creations. Our own thoughts have taken the form of Bhuta, Pishacha. The thought of a Bhuta or Pishacha creates fear, right? Now tell me, in your $1 million home, where is the Bhuta and Pishacha? But why are you afraid? Because you have developed this your mind has become like a cremation ground, and that has attracted negative energies, and each different thought has taken the form of a pishacha, brahma rakshasa, vetala, shakini, dakini, different types. You have cultivated all negative thoughts and destroyed your own peace. The darkness is a darkness of the mind. That negative energy is a negative energy self-created. But if you go to the root of all of this, it goes to kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. One of them has caused these bhuta pishachas in your mind. So when the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya is gone, what is gone? Bhuta, pishacha, brahma, rakshasa, shakini, dakini, etc. They go along with it. So these verses describe the state of invulnerability, that is conquering, that arises when the mind abides in Shraddha, faith, and Shakti, mother's energy. That is, you are Devi. Which Devi is afraid of Bhuta Pisacha? Which Devi's mind is full of fear and doubt and negative energies? So the moment you are cleansed of your negative thoughts, you are Devi. That's it. It's 9:38 and we have to bring the class to a close. Again and again and again, the theme is the same. Your body is a temple. The Devi resides in your heart. Keep your body and mind and intellect clean. All the lost peace will come back. It is waiting for you. You take one step towards Devi, Devi takes 1,000 steps towards you. Which means if you take one step towards spiritual progress, the divine forces will come to help you. In Hindi, there is a saying, सुबह का भोला अगर शाम को आ जाए तो उसको भोला नहीं कहते. If you come back home, you're always welcome, right? So you got, just like the Atma got separated from the Paramatma and has to unite with it, the Supreme Consciousness and its divine vibrations, you were connected to it and you lost the connection, but the Supreme Consciousness always has its arms open to welcome you back. The moment you take a few steps to restore proper discipline in your life, that will get you back. All of you just ponder over your current life, right? Ever since you joined GuruCool, you are learning, spending your time on learning. There's been a shift, right? In some ways, there's been a big shift. It has made you think, it has made you spend more time on learning, discovering who you are, making you think, why didn't I think of this before? Why didn't I start this before? Correct? Der aaye, durust aaye. At least you have come now. Make most of it. My spiritual journey started only at the age of 33. It is not hidden. All of you know this. So whenever it is possible, just jump in, start, and then look, dear friends, I'll conclude with this. If you, I have given this example before only. I don't have a lot of examples. I keep repeating them so that you can connect. Or if you've forgotten, you'll remember. If you go to a library and start reading a book, who do you think will be around you? People who are interested in books. If you go to a gym and work out, who do you think come to the gym? People who want to work out and improve their bodies. If you go to a bar to drink, who do you think will come? Right? So, if you take a step in the right direction, so first you have to get the right company, Sangat, and not a false Sangat, okay? There are cults also, so you have to be very careful. You have to ensure that you are in the right environment. In our life, we cannot choose many things, but we can definitely make an attempt to choose our environment, whom we talk to, whom we deal with. In the office, we don't have a choice. In the family, you don't have a choice, but you have choice over other things. Whom you want to choose to move with whatever control you have in your hand. Make sure you utilize it properly for your spiritual progress, because if you get into the right space, right people, it'll inspire you. When you go to the gym and you see other people having better bodies and all, you go and talk to them. Oh my God, what did you do? How long did it take? What diet do you do? Right? You get inspired. Similarly, in the proper group, oh wow, how long did it take you to learn this? Oh, how you get motivated, right? And you always have to be in a group where people are better than you. Again, if you want to improve in your life, always be in a place where people are better than you. You will improve. Think about it a little. You'll become stronger if you move with those who are a little bit stronger than you. Okay? These are very common sense things. Yes, Prashanti ji.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Doubt regarding Akala Mrityu topic. So, other than the people who left their body after attaining moksha, Jivan Mukti and all that, do all the rest of the people, 100% of them fall under their deaths fall under the Akala Mrityu category? Because their
No.
sadhana is not complete.
Akala Mrityu is very clear. It is talking about untimely death. So, which is, you can talk about accidents and all. Now, you may ask, what about a person who dies in a war? That is not untimely death. A brave soldier, fate is already written that he has to go and meet his fate. Right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
That is not untimely death. No way. That's his duty. Okay?
But I thought, I understood, maybe I misunderstood it, that until you reach, the body dies and the soul unites with the Paramatma, you have to, that Atma will have to take a body again and again to finish the sadhana. And
no, not
reach.
always. Okay. Again, I'm saying untimely death. Now, you can look at two deaths and say, we ourselves cannot decide this is untimely and this is timely. Okay?
Yes.
That is not in our control to decide. We can only try to understand the concept. So, example, I gave you the example of a battle, right? Soldiers dying. Is it untimely death? Oh, if they're not gone to the battle, they could have lived for 100 years. That no. That is different, right?
Yes.
This is different. Totally unexpected, not in the plan. How it happened, nobody can explain. For example, remember that plane crash and only one person walked out?
Yeah.
Who can explain that?
Yeah.
Nobody can explain that. So, now when it comes to talking about trying to find another body and all, does it happen to all of them who were in the accident?
No, Guruji.
Can you know that out of, they say, the 5 people, I think recently some Saudi Arabia, 19 people or so from a family died? Now, do you say that is untimely death, or that was a death that was meant for them? We cannot say, right?
Yeah.
So it is just a concept for us to understand. Oh, by the way, just to connect this to Mahanyasam, apayeta mrityu namratan na agan vaivasvato no abhayam krinoto paranam vanaspate viravinasyatam rajis sajatan nasya chipatihi. So apayatu mrityu, it is dealt to untimely death. Prayer to Shiva to save us from untimely death. It comes in the very first section of Mahanyasam. And even when giving tirtham, akala mrityu haranam. That shloka, if you see, whenever you get tirtham, they'll recite the shloka, right? Akala mrityu haranam, sarva papa nivaranam, something like that. So the prayer is always for not for immortality, but not to die before one's time. And again, that is not to live long, to watch TV serials, to accumulate more money, to spend time with great grandchildren. No, it is time for you to spend on your sadhana. That's the way I see it. Okay. I hope, did it answer your question? Not yet.
I'm not satisfied completely, Guruji.
So where is the main problem in
Main
that?
problem is according to our Hindu dharma and scriptures and everything, we are supposed to continue sadhana or not leave sadhana until we reach the state of moksha. So but any death that causes that's caused to the body before our sadhana is complete, I'm thinking that should be considered as akala mrityu.
Okay.
So I was under the
Can we judge whose sadhana is complete, whose sadhana is not complete? We cannot.
person. Okay.
So, for example, for some, moksha has been granted in an instant. They didn't do any mantra japa and all, right? Divine grace. For some, they get birth after birth after birth and they don't get moksha, though they are steeped in knowledge, because knowledge itself has become poison.
Okay.
Because I told you, anything beyond a certain limit, right?
Yeah.
That thirst for knowledge makes them take another birth because the thirst is not completed. Do you understand? I told you, attachment
Yeah.
or moham can be of different types. So moham for knowledge also is one thing, right?
Yes,
That,
Guruji.
dekho, there is a sense of fulfillment. I'm complete, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is a jnani who, after reading everything, feels, I know only a drop in the ocean. So there is a man who's accumulating dollars and dollars and dollars and dollars and dollars and think there is more dollars to be accumulated. I have only accumulated one drop in the trillions of dollars in the world. There will be rebirth, right? Because
Yes, Guruji.
same thing. How different is that from a jnani who is besotted with knowledge and not coming to the simple understanding after all this knowledge? Aham Brahmasmi. That will release you. But he has not been released from that seeking. One book says one thing, same other book says the same thing in a different way, right?
Yes, Guruji.
What does that book say? What does that tantra say? Oh, no, I want to read that bhashya. No. What is that? Addiction. Knowledge should free you. What has happened to this fellow? Knowledge has not made him free.
Didn't realize
Right?
the truth yet.
And there is aham. I know this tantra. I know that Upanishad. I know this. Poison. But the person is bound. So moksha does not come just by all this. Okay. It comes from
Realization.
like purnatvam, right? You feel you are complete. Then there is no seeking. I'm not talking about laziness. Okay. Just sitting in one place doing nothing is laziness. That's also an empty pot. And a pot in which you keep on putting knowledge and there is a hole that keeps all the water going out is also empty pot. Purnatvam is happened when you are in a state of Brahmanandam because you have no more desires. You're always happy, without unconditionally happy, right? There's no more search because you know you are that.
Can we say it's the state of realization of truth?
Yes.
Guruji? Okay. Okay. Okay, Guruji, now I can relate better.
Okay. Sometimes again words are limited to convey also, right?
Yes.
There's a limitation for that. And sometimes the time also has to come when it suddenly makes sense, right? Till
Yes, Guruji.
then it might not. A same sentence told at one time may not make sense, told at another time will make complete sense.
Yes,
It's a question
Guruji.
of time also. Okay. Rukmani ji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Regarding the betterment of ourselves, as you, Guruji, told that when we are in a company better than us, then there will be comparison and there will be gradation, no? Then there can be jealousy, all the negative feelings may come, no? If we are thinking of ourselves from, means if I am in that level, I want to become more knowledgeable than myself, means the comparison within myself. If I am comparing with others, the all negative feelings may come with them also and from
Okay.
me also.
Again, think of ourselves like a pot. In terms of money, let us take at the lowest level, money, accumulating money in the bank. You jump from one company to another company because that company gives you more money. You jump from country to country because there are more opportunities in the other country to make money at a lowest level. Why? You're looking for an opportunity to go to a stronger place, right? Where you know you'll be able to do well. You have belief in your own abilities, correct? Why are you not happy in your own village, in your hut? Time has not come. Because the pot is empty. That is material pot. Then there is a spiritual pot that is empty. But now you started tasting the dollar value, you started tasting the spiritual dollar value. Then you start searching where is the better spiritual opportunity. Why are you not happy in the same bhajan group? Think logically, correct? There's no difference. Somebody is seeking money here, somebody is speaking spirituality here. So if you are in a place that is better than you, you will do well. But the purpose is to make the pot full. Then there should be no more movement. Then the time comes when from the pot you start giving. That people don't think. People think only about filling. But they should also know there's a time to give, and that patram that you have is an akshaya patram. It will never be empty because you have become purnam. You are complete now.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat.
Just Devi become lesser and lesser by giving. Can she ever become lesser? So you are Devi.
No.
So you are, that's what I'm saying. Devi means Devi. But when I say you are Devi, no, how can I be Devi? This is the problem. When you say that from the Devi perspective, you are able to totally understand everything. But
Yes,
when I say
Guruji.
you, I'm not meaning you. I'm talking in general to everybody, right? When we say in the temple, when we say Devi, all that. But when you say you are Devi, we find it difficult to believe. But who are the visible Devis around you? Those who are giving. Those who are giving smilingly and not saying that I'm losing all this. In fact, if at all it is possible, the pot grows even bigger and fuller by giving. That's all. it may not make sense to people who have not reached that level. That's all.
No. This makes sense. But I was asking regarding that when we are in a better group, we will means there will be comparison. And if I am thinking about my growth, means
comparison. You are comparing yourself. Look, where am I? I am in a place where I cannot grow. That's what people go from village to town.
Yes,
And
understood.
town to city. And what does your father say? My daughter, she has gone to city. She is not in Kuduchancheri. She is in Cochin. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Why Cochin? And not Puduchancheri or something, that place. Not some village.
Yes.
Because searching for opportunity. There is no comparison. That is a natural, that is that gravitational, na? It is like the flame going up, right? So leaving the village and going to city is not an easy thing. Not everybody will do that.
Yes.
You know what is the first question your mother will tell you? You know what is the first question that used to be in Iyer families like us? Will you get Urga there? Will you get Tair Sadam there?
My ancestors
have
also
not moved because they were afraid they will not get curd rice and pickles. I'm telling you real stories.
Exactly. Yes.
My mother did not allow me to go. But somebody broke that and went. Why?
Yes.
And then somebody from town went to city, from city to foreign countries. Then at some point they go back also to the same village. Yes. Because that hunger is gone. Now it doesn't matter whether you are in California, whether you are in Toronto, or whether you are anywhere.
Yes.
Because you are complete now. You have no search. Got it?
Yes, Guruji.
Revati ji, last question.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskar.
I have a doubt regarding this Akala
Brahma
Mrityu.
Rakshasa, Betala, Kushmanda, which one?
Guruji. Akala Mrityu Maranam, that concept.
Why are you all obsessed with Akala Mrityu?
Is that, I mean, somehow I'm thinking that whenever these things happen, it is that we are failing to understand that, their end has come. And since it has, we ignore or we deny to understand that, it can happen. Is it that we are feeling that it has Akala Mrityu Maranam, or that particular Jeevan, it has come with an expiry date and we did not realize it?
Again, this can never be proven whether somebody's death was Akala Mrityu or it was meant to happen. Like I gave the same examples. In an accident, if 3 people die, how do you know? For 2, the time has not come and the death was supposed to be through the accident only. And for the other person, it was not meant to be, but it happened. That is why they say those for whom the Akala Mrityu happened, their spirit is still roaming around looking for another body to occupy in concept, okay? But how do we know which one? It is not possible to know. Now, some of you may be silently wondering, in case there was your death in the family because of an accident or something, what happened to them? Stop. Don't go that way. It is of no use.
This is what is going. This is what is going in our minds. I mean, in my mind, because I'm connecting to two different things which have happened in family.
You will not get any answers. Rather, let me explain it philosophically. We are talking about a physical death. What about the spiritual death? I'll tell you example of spiritual death. Suppose there is a man sincerely in spiritual pursuit, learning Vedas, man or woman, okay? When I say man, I mean woman. When I say woman, I say man. Don't suddenly start jumping at me. Why man? Suppose a woman. Okay? Now the men will start jumping at me. Why woman? Why not man? So suppose a man, woman, that also will be a problem. So suppose a person seriously studying Vedas and in spiritual pursuits has a need for 100 rupees and at that time does not find help from anybody to give 100 rupees. That thought will cross in this mind. I studied Vedas. I did puja every day. And when I need 100 rupees, I'm not getting 100 rupees. What value is this Veda? What value is this puja? Money is God. Rest is false and goes after money. Shall I give you examples in real life? I've been to temples here. I asked the priest, will you train him to become a priest? No. I don't want him to become a priest. I want him to become IT expert. Tell me, what is this? I call this Akala Mrityu from a philosophical sense. Correct? Somebody was making progress and they died. The spiritual death. Yes or no? Think of it that way, right? So always don't think of it physically. Think of that in a philosophical sense. I mean, we could keep on discussing these matters, will never come to an end. It's very interesting, right? But my bottom line is one thing, dear friends. Whether you understood a word of what I said is not important to me. Read Devi Kavacham. Because doing yoga is more valuable than knowing the value or meaning or benefits of yoga. Do swimming, benefits are already there. No point in talking about benefits of swimming and not doing it. No benefits of knowing Devi Kavacham. If I do, I'll get this benefit and not chanting it. If you chant it, benefits are assured. Do chanting. So sometimes explaining before beyond a limit is also poison because it will take you away from chanting. Do you understand that?
Yes, Guruji. Makes sense.
Because my fear is the explanations I'm giving you are a proper dosage and medicine for some people, and for some amongst you it is poison. That is my fear. Do you understand what I'm saying? Too much of it for some is a poison. For some it is a medicine, but the same medicine can become a poison also, right? When you take it when not required.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes or no? Because
Yes,
if the
Guruji.
proper
Makes sense.
foundation is not there, you can go astray. Oh, I thought Devi Kavacham will get me all this benefit. What is he talking about all this? It's a waste of time. Let me not do Devi Kavacham. Have I not done harm to that person? Correct? This is the dilemma.
Yes.
I've always believed the Bhagavad Gita has to be taught to people who are 13, 14, 15 years old, who can actually apply the knowledge in their lives, and not to 80-year-olds who cannot do anything with the knowledge. Except thinking, there is a rebirth, so I'll be born again. That's me, okay, taking a leery attitude. Bhagavad Gita, there's no benefit of chanting Bhagavad Gita. It's a philosophy to be applied in life, to be understood and applied in life. Durga Saptashati, there is one difference between Bhagavad Gita and Durga Saptashati, in my humble opinion. Bhagavad Gita is not a mantra. Durga Saptashati is a mantra. Durga Saptashati is a philosophy to be applied in life, and it's a mantra that has its own benefits. That's a big difference in my humble opinion. Many people compare Bhagavad Gita and Durga Saptashati. The biggest difference is Saptashati is a mantra by itself. Chanting it is beneficial even if you don't know a word of its meaning. No benefit in chanting Bhagavad Gita if you don't understand it and apply it. Simple. Okay?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Okay. Thank you, all of you. I hope you enjoyed the session. And instead of pondering too much, please keep practicing PKP. Namaskaram. Jaya Chandi.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Jai
Thank you,
Jai
Guruji.
Chandi.
Namaskaram.
Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.